why does Museveni travel with a mobile toilet?
Hey. Don't you occasionally need to take a dump or something?
But there are toilets everywhere. Like,
hey, you can't trust every toilet. Have you seen women around toilets? Right?
yeah.
Like how, I could catch a UTI. This toilet's not clean enough. I think that's the same mentality with Sevo. You could put poison on the toilet seat. You get. So also, that car is not just a toilet. And this is something I found out when the car came to Kenya. Because I don't think you guys had encountered a presidential toilet before. A mobile one.
No.
So it was all over the news, right?
Yeah.
Now, we as Ugandans had never seen the specs of this car.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
All we knew is it was the presidential toilet.
And full of ish.
Yeah. We didn't know it had a boardroom
Oh.
on the inside. There's a meeting room. And we were seeing this when it was being analyzed by like NTV Kenya, the news outlets in Kenya. And we were like, wait, how did we not know? Where are we finding out from the neighbors what our president's toilet looks like?
It's called media freedom.
Exactly. So we have freedom of speech. Don't disrespect Uganda. We have freedom of speech.
Yeah. Oh, you can
Freedom
talk about
after
ish.
speech is debatable, though.
Yeah.
That was a whole other plan.
Okay.
But yeah, we found out from here what was actually in it. And we realized, there's a whole conference room in there. Like, okay, no, not like for lots of people, but like 4 people could sit and have a meeting or a conversation. And then the toilet's like just one of the features in the back.
Oh, okay.
But it took us a while because I will not lie to you. The whole time I was convinced. I even told my nephew, we're stuck in traffic one time and cars are flying by. And this guy looks at the presidential convoy and is asking about every car. Now, as an adult, you pretend to know things.
Yeah.
So that kids can respect you. And I love my nephew. He's like my crazy buddy. And this is back in the day. He was really young. He's like 6 years old. Right now he's 13. So he's sitting there and the cars are passing. We've been in jam for like 15 minutes because we're waiting for the presidential convoy to pass. So I'm angry. And first car passes, like, which one's that? I'm like, that's the sweeper. Second car, I'm like, that's, I think, the guard. That's the signal jammer. That's the one with the Tourette. That's the decoy. Oh, that's actually Sevo. Yay. Then, that's the mobile toilet. And my nephew just beams up. He's smiling. He's excited. I'm like, why are you so happy? It's like, Uncle Dan, I think that is my favorite car in the entire convoy. The presidential toilet. I'm like, why? And this kid is like, duh. It must have the best driver. In the entire convoy. Because it's the one car you cannot afford to crash.
Yeah.
And I'm listening and I'm like,
That's some shit.
Kids got a point though. If you flipped the presidential toilet, that's a lot of crap, man. And the party color is already yellow, so you're not helping.
Yeah.
But yeah, we also found out about what exactly was in the car. Like
Pile.
Yeah? It was relieving to know. It's not just a toilet.
Yeah.
A boardroom.
Okay. Damn.
What do you talk
I don't
about?
think like ours.
Mini boardroom.
I don't think ours have toilets. Like they waste a lot of money on some other shit, but not like a literal toilet. Okay. And now we've always had like these political prisoners in Kenya. Right now, are there like political prisoners in jail in Uganda? Because Kenya, I think right now everyone is free.
I think lots. From what we gather, there's a bunch of people who have vanished and just been thrown in jail.
Oh, okay.
Some disappeared. You don't know where they are. It's confusing, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just because they keep releasing names of people who are in jail and stuff, but you don't know. There's families crying for their people, like, where's so and so? He was taken by a group of people dressed. We call them drones.
Yeah.
Right? The vans. The really nice Toyota Hiace vans with the tinted windows. We call them drones. So people are scared of that brand of vehicle.
It's so interesting how these two countries can be so close to each other, yet so different.
Yeah, here you guys use Peugeots.
Yes, we use Peugeots and we also use Subarus nowadays. That's why you've had the song Subaru ya Mambaru inakaa na imeja. Have you heard that song? A group called Wakadinali.
Yeah.
So it's basically talking about the police. So you guys use Toyota Hiace?
Yeah, the Toyota Hiace is the
Hiace,
car.
okay. Yeah.
It's the I'm going to grab you car. So when people see that car come around, it doesn't matter who it belongs to. We run.
Oh,
And I
okay.
say we because I'm not an exception. I'm just like, yo, anything can go down right now. So it has become, I think it's a fear tactic now. Just drive slowly around the neighborhood in a drone if you want to keep people indoors.
Yeah.
It has eased up a little of late, but the fear is still there. It's palpable. You can touch it. Premium fear.
Damn, you call it a drone because
Call
it's
it a
out
drone.
there. Yeah, what is it called? Like it's patrolling the neighborhood and checking everything, huh? Oh, okay.
Well, it's not often patrolling. When you see it, yeah, it's too late. It's not like it's driving around something like that. No, it's just you're walking down the street. It pulls up, guys jump out, grab you, toss you in, drive off. That's it.
Oh, so when you see it, it's like seeing Museveni's mobile toilet because he'll be like, oh shit. I'm gone. I messed up.
This is it.
What's up with this house arrest? I always find them so interesting. The fact that the police just come to your gate. Like Kenya is a little bit different. At least they let you leave. Like Uganda, that's a very common thing, yeah? Like the police just come to your gate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sorry, man. Like someone is looking for you.
Oh yeah, give me a second. But I can multitask.
Okay. Let's let you multitask me like Sebu.
Yes.
Sebu. I'm talking to Sebu.
Booty call resolved. Yes.
Yeah. So, what's up with that? Like,
The house arrest.
yeah.
I think it's the middle ground between jail and freedom. They're like, we don't want you in prison because it will be instigating a lot of things. But
Yeah,
at the same
yeah.
time, we can't let you walk out and instigate things. So let's keep you in a place where everybody knows you're safe. You have social media. You can talk. You can complain all you want, but you can't leave the house.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You don't shut down social media
What?
in Uganda? Like during elections, you don't shut down social media?
Social media is gone, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Facebook has never been reopened. You still need a VPN to use it.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Till now.
till now.
Okay. So Museveni didn't see all these like Stella Nyanzi poems because she used to write like this very funny poems.
The Stella
I love
Nyanzi
them.
poems were before the social media shut down. Yeah.
But she still did like a lot before she was arrested.
Yes.
She'd be there like yeah, I'm there looking at Museveni's shriveled testicles. She'll talk a lot of shit.
Look, my issue with Stella Nyanzi, and it's not to say that I have a thing against freedom fighters. My issue was when she went after Sevo's mom. And that's when I'm like, hey, look, lady, you're a mother. You have kids of your own, right?
Yeah.
Focus on the guy you're beefing with.
But the mom is still alive.
What? Did she pass on?
Sebo's mom?
I think Sevo's mom passed on.
Yeah, because she has to be old because I think he's
Yeah.
like 80.
I think she passed on.
You say he was born in 24. He was born in 24, he's 99 right now.
No,
Like,
24 was-
no, he's not. He's not
24 was-
99.
24 was Mugabe.
Mugabe, damn.
Nani
okay,
is 44.
Okay. Nani
Yeah.
was born in
Museveni is
44. So he's 80. Yeah, he's 80. He's 80. He mixed up even my mathematics. Yeah, he's 80. If he's 80, like his mom is still there. Like,
Still
damn.
80.
His mom, I think they both died. Because I remember the funeral for his dad. I remember his father passing on. I don't remember.
But you
his
also
mom,
understand, like, all is fair in love and war. So, like, Stella Nyanzi is within her rights to be like, you know?
Yeah, I understand, but I don't have to respect that opinion.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
get, like,
okay,
I'm
okay.
very sensitive about my mom.
Yeah.
If you came at me over my mom or my dad or my parents in general, whatever beef we have, it's between
let's
us.
keep it between us.
Yeah,
Okay,
leave my parents out of it, leave the family out of it, because it shows me you're the type who would go after anyone
Yeah.
in my family just to get back at me. Yet, whatever happened was you versus me. So she lost me on that one,
Oh, okay.
especially as a mom. I'm like, you're a mom going after someone else's mom. And then it shocked me how the women were supporting her. Like, yeah. I'm like, hey.
I think it's because of the hate that maybe they have for the president. Like, it reaches a level where nothing he does is...
Fair enough. But his mom didn't do anything except give birth to the dude. So for me, that's where I was with Stella Nyanzi. I'm like, you lost me on that one, man. Fights stay between the people fighting. Imagine if Tyson went and punched Holyfield's mother. You'd be like, bruh, the boxer is in the ring, man. Go get him. He's there. Go for that dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one of my principles. If I have a problem with you, I'm coming for you. I have enough
Makes sense.
energy to spend on you.
Makes sense. Was she still lecturing, like, till her arrest, or at some point she stopped? Because I knew she was a lecturer. I've heard stories that she was a lecturer.
She was a lecturer. I think her claim to fame was when she was removed from Makerere University,
Oh, okay.
locked out of her office. There's this guy called Professor Mamdani, and he, I don't know exactly what the story was, but it was that he took over her office and removed her, unceremoniously. So she strips in front of the office.
Oh.
And it was caught on video, and she's just naked, ranting and raving and all that stuff. And that's how I discovered Stella Nyanzi.
Okay.
Another nude video on social media. So yeah, from day one, I'm not going to pretend. I was like, crazy. You get.
Yeah.
But I would read some of the poems and be like, yeah, the diction is good.
Yeah.
The language is on. It's just I'm also not a person who's a fan of profanity. I'm raised Christian, so in my conservative, traditional Christian family. So I'm very selective of the way I use words and stuff. So sometimes you see someone say something and you're like, poetically it's beautiful, but it's not something I would, say or do.
Okay. So now, talking of nude videos, of course you have your Stella Nyanzi, the one that I didn't watch. So recently in Kenya, there was a nude video going around. Does such information even like leak into Uganda? Or it's just something that concerns the 254? There's no one in, you are the 256. There's no one in the 256 worried about, like there's this lady called Millicent. Her nude photos leaked, her nude video. You didn't see it?
Nude video.
I think I may have seen a couple of things. Again, I'm very selective of the stuff I see, but I'm in a group full of men.
Yeah.
Who just sometimes share information, and my phone is on auto download. So I'm sure Millicent snuck in at some point, because when it comes from another country, it doesn't come with the name.
Yeah.
Except for Aziad. Aziad came with the name. Man, it wasn't a nude video. I'm just saying. It was one of those videos that crossed the border.
I was like, even Ian was already grabbing his
the
phone.
border.
He wanted to say,
Aziad crossed the border, man. We loved her. We were like, yo, this chick's waist has a mind of its own.
Oh, when her viral video.
Yes, I don't think that was a one-person video. That was a collabo between her and her waist. The waist was on its own. Aziad was up here singing. The waist was down there dancing. It's autopilot, man. That video went wild. It was all over the place. People were proposing to her and stuff.
Yeah, in Uganda.
Yeah. Nude videos don't cross the border with names. It just pops up. Nude video.
Oh, okay. But
Nude
she was not
photos.
nude. She was not nude.
Yeah, you guys know Aziad wasn't nude.
Oh,
No.
it
But
was-
I'm just saying, like I said, nude videos don't cross the border
Yeah.
with names.
Oh, okay.
Specifically nude videos. It's like, I'm sure you guys have received nude videos from Uganda and you just didn't know where it came from.
We do.
I'm sure you do. But you don't know the name of the person. Like here, you're saying there was Millicent. We probably got the photos and the video.
No,
but
it
we're
was
just
this she's, let's say she's big boned, because nowadays you can't use the fat word. And she had this perfect arch. Like I didn't expect like a fat girl can have such a perfect arch. She'd arched it. Like I don't know what that guy had done to her, but she just stayed in that position. Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah. So you didn't say it?
I must have, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure anymore, man. There's so much nudity online, you don't even remember it anymore. Like
Oh, even you don't. No, okay.
someone
So
has to have like a satellite dish on their left cheek for you to be like, oh yeah, I remember that video in particular. Like, oh, it has to be something you're obsessing over.
she was supposed to be the Nairobi women representative, so you can just try and
Well represented. If that's the kind of women you want.
yeah, like if now they have to arch. Like,
They have to arch, man.
Yeah,
she's representing. But yeah, no, I didn't know her by name.
and then also this brings me to the question of, are there more Ugandan socialites apart from Zari? Because like for example, even Aziad, like from that, she turned it into a multi-million business, multi-Kenyan millions, not Tanzania,
Hey,
not
man,
Uganda. Now.
We are
Sorry,
used to it. We are used to it. We understand.
Yeah, so she turned that into like a whole multi-million Kenyan business. So are there like such Ugandan ladies out there? Like the ones who've turned social media into a whole other thing?
There's a couple of them. I'm trying to remember them though. Crap. Dora Mwima, I think. There's a couple of former beauty pageant winners who've made a career out of it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I really am not into that kind of, thing with the whole. So because I've never understood the idea.
Yeah.
Like I respect the people who manage to make money out of it.
Yeah,
but
I've also never understood the idea.
Because Zari, the only reason I know Zari is because Zari is always in your face for some reason. And always dragging the whole of East Africa into the story. So you cannot avoid Zari. You can't. But for other socialites, they're very easily missable if you're not looking for them.
Yeah.
Honestly. So I won't pretend to know them, but hey, props to you if you've managed to somehow market and promote your existence.
Because the funny thing is, TZ has the most. That's the funny thing. Like you'd think Kenya, because Kenya we have like two main ones. We have Huda Monroe. Of course, you know Huda.
I know Huda.
And you know Vera Sidika. You know her?
Yes.
So we have
no
those
way
two.
You can miss Huda. Like Basket Mouth threw a tantrum about Huda.
Yeah. So we have those ones. They're like up there. And then you have these other upcoming ones that never go anywhere. So you have the Shakila. Because I'd never put what's her name? Aziad there, because Aziad was just a good dancer who turned into a radio presenter and other things.
And
so she's not a socialite.
Girl, I found Aziad adorable.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even want to smash. I wanted to adopt her. I'm like, come on, let me just feed you milk and hang around, stay in my house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. If your house is not in Kololo, what did you say?
My house is in Kulambiro Hill. Aziad, now you know.
It's in?
Hala at your boy, Kulambiro.
Oh, okay. And you want her to Kulamboro. Okay.
It's on a hill that I doesn't identify as a rich people hill.
You need to learn Swahili though.
I know Swahili. I got the joke because you know what's funny. you know what's funny.
Okay. Yeah.
There was a time a police was it the like one of the high ranking police officials in the country was gunned down near my hood.
Yeah.
In the same area.
Oh, okay.
And the media accidentally reported this guy shot in Kulamboro.
Oh,
and for a moment, people forgot what had happened. They are on why you nasty media houses out here. We know what's going on in your minds right now. Someone gets shot and immediately you can't spell the name of a place Like it just went. So when you say Kulamboro, I'm like, yeah. Brings back memories. It's as traumatic as Nyege Nyege for you guys.
Nyege Nyege, what does it mean?
What does it mean there? Because in Tanzania and Kenya, it means,
these nuts.
Yeah.
No, but Nyege Nyege there is just Nyege Nyege shaking, dancing, fun, vibes, all that. That's basic. At least that's how we choose to interpret it. Just to make you guys look bad. Because Kenyans out here with all this energy, I'm going for that festival because it sounds nasty. I'm like, well, it is for some people. But it's not like juju and witchcraft being performed at the venue. It's just some people, especially the tourists, they come dressed like whatever. I saw a chick walking around in a sheer dress with nothing under. And it was it's Nyege Nyege.
Oh,
like it's the first time
for Burning Man. Like,
yeah. They even burn something. There's that effigy they burn at the end of the festival.
Yeah.
It's like way out in the water, and then they just set it on fire and watch it burn. And it's a lit event.
Okay.
Because this has also reminded me, there's this also thing we hear about Ugandan women. I don't know which specific tribe, but there's a tribe apparently in Uganda where if you don't fight with your woman, like once in a while, you don't, go get violent with her, that it's against the culture. Like you have to show love through that. And it's not just spanking, because spanking is every culture.
Just to show submissiveness.
Spank a little.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if it's a tribe or a particular type of woman. Because I wouldn't relegate that to a tribe. I think there's a type of chick who likes that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Though traditionally, I've heard it quite a bit from multiple cultures.
Yeah.
That there's a belief amongst some women that if your husband doesn't beat you, then he doesn't love you. So they provoke fights so he can clap them.
Oh,
But I think these are just masochists who enjoy being beaten.
Yeah.
And then grow up and become older women and tell younger women, this is the norm. Yet they were just nasty.
They're just some nasty BDSM in Uganda.
Yeah, I think that there's a bunch of nasty people who ended up in leadership roles and just made the unconventional things the norm for everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my theory. Because who the hell invented things like circumcision? That guy must have been bored.
Yeah. Oh, circumcision. Why?
I was like, I just don't like the tip. Yes.
How is it in
Let's
Uganda?
get rid of it, huh?
What's the circumcision rates in Uganda? Is it like, because in Tanzania and in Kenya it's like a higher percentage.
It's like the norm.
Yeah, it's like 80, maybe it's like 90-10, maybe even 95-10, 95-5, shit, 10.
95-10, yeah.
95-5.
Well, Kenyan percentages are
I'm
different.
doing some Ugandan mathematics here. I'm like, shit, apologies.
You're the one
I'll
whose
say like
country is at
95-5.
105%.
Yeah.
But no, in Uganda, it's not really. It's mostly a traditional thing. It's for the Wagisu and the Muslims. You get, because it's mostly cultural and religious.
So percentages, if you had to do percentages?
I don't know. Tops maybe 50.
50-50. Okay.
I don't even know if it's 50-50, but it could even be less. Because there's really no pressure. There was a whole circumcision campaign. And personally, I think they went about it the wrong way.
Yeah.
First of all, they delegated it to the women.
Yeah, oh shit.
Like, if your husband, if a guy you like doesn't circumcise, don't give him sex. That's the worst advice you could give, man. Because hey, one day you're going to get horny enough to want it, regardless of whether it has a helmet or not.
Yeah.
And just be like, let's ride this bike live. So then they tried shaming, the whole shaming tactic of, again, using women. You have a billboard with a woman holding her mouth like, you mean you're not circumcised?
Oh God,
You're not a real man. And I'm like, listen, you are not going to relegate manhood to a piece of skin or lack thereof.
Yeah.
Like it's just so I could get everything else right in life. But if I don't cut that thing off, I am not a real man. I was like, you guys are sending a very wrong message about masculinity. You're going to have a bunch of circumcised lazy men thinking they have authority in their family. So personally, I wasn't a fan of the concept. I'm like, and then I meet this one guy who's like, no, we have objectives to meet, man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get it, but you're failing because people like me are not going to fall for the trap.
Yeah.
Like, I understand the hygiene angle, right? I get that. But that was hardly ever used.
Oh, okay. They didn't use it?
They used it, but most of it was the billboards with the shaming tactics and stuff. So a lot of guys were just like, yo, what's up with this though, man? You want to be a real man. I'm like, yeah, I do. I'm going to work.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a job.
But that also
do things. Huh?
It brings up the whole thing I was telling you about different cultures. Because in Kenya, it's a real issue. Like this comes up every election cycle. It has to come up.
I get that.
Like here it's such a big issue, and then you're telling me like on your side it's not. Like it's Africa is a very interesting place.
It's not a big deal at all in Uganda. It's its own thing. You want to do it, go get it done.
Yeah,
because the guys will say, look, I can wash this thing every day. I know how to keep it clean.
It was an anti-HIV campaign, or what are they using?
That one worked for some time, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
When they said it
helps prevent.
Yeah, the problem is people took it as a natural condom.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, there was always that misinterpretation, like it reduces your chances of catching HIV. People took the percentage to 0 and just went live. They're like, "Oh, we good now. You gon' get it." So it was just they went with that.
Yeah.
And it came with its own problems. Condom usage dropped. But, guys are not buying it anymore. They're like, no, see, it's good. It's good head, man. It's sterilized by default. I cut the problem off. So I think a lot of times the message is lost in the way it's presented.
Yeah.
And it's... The part of saying it improves your sexual performance also got a lot of guys to
Yeah, okay.
To go get it snipped. And what? I don't know how that worked out for them. Personally, I'm not sure. Though I think that's more effective for guys who've been circumcised for a while. Like, you're not going to have it cut today and then all of a sudden tomorrow you're a maestro. Tomorrow you're still hurting. You're in recovery.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's mostly a traditional thing. I understand it as a rite of passage for certain tribes.
Yeah.
But even then, those tribes just have it as one of the many rites of passage. You get, you're a man now. But it doesn't mean you're not doing anything else to prove that you're an actual dude, like you're handling your business and stuff. So yeah, the campaigns didn't go as planned.
Okay, that's I'd want to know which country started this campaign, because if it's America, it makes sense. Because like when you look at developed countries, we look at America. America is the country that like the rate of circumcision is high. Like in the developed world, America would be like the highest.
Really?
Yeah, and then you then have to look at it from the other side, where you're like, why isn't HIV that prevalent in China, Japan, Europe? Because these are countries where now the circumcision rate is less than maybe even 10%. Like
it's really low.
Yeah, it's really low. So it shows you, like, I've always had the theory that that AIDS was a biological weapon.
Yeah.
Because otherwise Africans would not have it as much. Because if you look at two things, circumcision reduces the probability of getting it, yes? The chances for men, you know, because women have an open system, so it's guaranteed they're getting it because you deposit, yeah? So it reduces that. How did it spread so fast in sub-Saharan Africa where circumcision rates are high? Then the second thing is, apart from it being like this, they also say was mostly prevalent. When it started in the 80s, it was known as a homosexual disease. You know that?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Then how did it spread in Africa? In the 80s, I always have this thing where I say, like, I'm sure so many people died. And the first thing that they said was, like, come, I want to whisper something. And then the last thing was like, I was gay. And then they died. Because people never lived their truth during that time. So how did this disease ravage us in the 80s? Makes no sense.
You know what I find interesting is how, okay, so there's been a number of secretly gay married men.
Yeah.
If I were to theorize, I would say it went through that channel.
Okay, but still spread that fast?
Well, no, of course, no. I'm not, like I said,
remember, there was no social media then, because our fathers' body counts can't mess with our body count.
Our fathers' body counts can't compete, man.
Yeah, it can't compete,
guys,
man.
It can't, like,
yeah.
Aye.
Like nowadays, you get it before you even get it. Like, it's there, and you just go online and you've gotten it.
You're doing war numbers.
Yeah.
Guys are soldiers.
Yes.
They are killing cats all over the world.
Yeah.
But no, I think it was a bioweapon. And targeted to a particular group of people. Because I've been hearing about the depopulation agenda for quite some time.
Yeah.
And as a guy who grew up in a Christian family, there's this channel called LTV, Lighthouse Television.
Okay.
Where we used to have shows like the International Intelligence Briefing, Hal Lindsey, what was it, Jack Van Impe and Rexella, those guys talking about end-time books and stuff. And they'll talk about stuff like this. You know, the virus is spreading, the stuff coming in. They'll connect events in the news to things from the Bible.
Yeah.
Just to help make sense of it. So I grew up hearing a lot of things, the depopulation agenda, the New World Order, and all that stuff was there. And where we are currently, aren't we just watching Revelations play out in real time? Doesn't it scare you a bit? Where you're like, this used to be the book they used to make me behave.
Yeah.
Like, my dad would be like, have you read Revelations? I'm like, yes. Go and sleep. I'm like, no. The end times are coming. I'm like, bye, daddy. Let me but I'm now watching it play out in real time, man. You're like, hey, it's crap, man. This stuff, diseases popping up. COVID.
Yeah.
Trust the science. LOL.
Yeah. Trust the science.
Trust the science.
Because even
4 years later, they're retracting the very same statements they made to defend the things we had to do to stop the spread of the virus. Now we are more worried about the vaccine than we were ever about the virus.
The vaccine apparently messed a few people up.
There's so many twisted things going on, but there was a time you couldn't say anything about the vaccine. Like, this podcast would have been banned and, demonetized online. Like, you couldn't say anything.
Spreading misinformation.
You're spreading misinformation. So me, I just refuse to take the virus because I'm like, look, I looked at every poster.
The vaccine.
The vaccine. Yeah, because the virus is in it also.
Yeah, you didn't take it. Okay.
I didn't take it.
Okay.
I didn't take it because I saw every time they put out a message, do it for your children. Do it for this. I'm like, yeah, but what's in it though? No, you're saving lives. And then they start splitting people in the middle. The unvaccinated pandemic. Word phrases like that.
Yeah.
You know, they start telling people if someone doesn't take it, you should call them out. You know, you should report them. You should do all this stuff. There was a whole campaign about people who didn't take the vaccine, against people who didn't take the vaccine. Now it's surprisingly the opposite.
Yeah.
Because I looked at a poster. They were giving the vaccine for free in Uganda.
Yeah.
Kololo Airstrip.
Even here.
Yeah. And I looked at the poster. And there's all these musicians, all these artists, all these big names in the music industry coming to entertain and perform or advocating for people to take the vaccine, right?
Yeah.
But no information on what's in the vaccine. Like, did anyone find that suspicious? There's a bunch of people pushing something that is not being explained. They just want you to take it. And then they say, trust the science. What science? The scientists have said, take it. Like, it was a circular argument encouraging you to do something without helping you understand what it was. And me, I'm the type of guy who's just not going to. And then with the parents I sat with them one day and they're like, have you taken it? I'm like, no. Good. So proud of you, son. I'm like, I have my parents' permission to not take this.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I had this permission when I didn't want to go to school.
Because I took it, and in hindsight, I'm always like, maybe that's why, because nowadays I have some chronic back pains, and I'm there like, makes no sense.
It's a lack
The only
of sex.
thing, this is no. I have sex. That one is like I wiggle my waist. If it comes to, I do my lingala dance.
You boogie.
Yeah, I boogie. So I'm always like, I'm like, nah. There has to be, like, if you had to ask me, I'd associate it with the first time I took it, because different people had different side effects. So you find this person started suffering from this started suffering from this started. Because when I think about my back pain, like even the times I started changing my mattress was around the same time
After the taking of the vaccine. Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe it's just in my head, but it was unnecessary. In Africa, we were not dying at that rate.
As Bill
We are
Gates
a younger
predicted.
population. Apart from being young, obesity is not such a huge problem. Yeah, so we are fat, but we are not American fat. Understand?
We're hardcore
You're not
fat.
obese.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like American fat is different.
It's different,
It's a
man.
condition.
Yeah,
In
where you have to
Africa-
lift your tummy like this just to see your
Man,
Yeah.
African fat is you have skinny arms, skinny legs, and a pot belly.
yeah. So this is
And
what we
chubby
call
chicks.
fat.
That's what we call fat.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
also
yeah.
we call it success.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
still waiting for the success.
Hey, fake it till you make it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your body says you can do it.
Yeah.
You
So
can do it.
So we had that. So it's interesting. And then you remember they told us we could not travel outside where without showing proof of
The certificate.
proof of Nini. Yeah. So where is this booty call, man? Because I see you're stressed.
No,
man.
that was mom.
Oh,
That's a
okay,
different
shit,
one.
yeah.
No, like so they started asking, blocking travel and stuff. You couldn't get access to basic things.
Yeah. So I think that's the time I got worried and I was like, I'm going to take it. So I took it. Ian took it also.
Yeah, twice.
So he took it. I also took it twice. So I think with him, when he got his son, I was like, okay, at least I know it was not. He got his daughter. I was like, at least I know it was not to whatever sterilize us.
Oh God, I wish you'd
Yeah.
warn me of this before I decided to snack some
But
seeds.
you
Oh
didn't-
yeah. She was.
You got her afterwards.
No, I got her afterwards.
Yeah. So you're good, man.
Damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
well done.
Yeah. So of course you have to put a disclaimer that anything that we've said is just personal opinions. This should not be taken as scientific facts,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except the fact that we exist.
So now as we approach the end of all this, I need us to talk about two things. The number one thing is what do you think made music thrive like in Uganda faster than Kenya? And I'm saying that because I remember visiting Uganda in the early 2010s and I saw that infamous Escalade. Who used to own the Escalade?
Bobby Wine.
Yeah. And I was wondering, like, because at that time, Kenyans were not making that money. We needed, and what I learned about Uganda is the stadiums used to pack up when it was time for an event.
Yeah.
And also the corporates were pouring money. So why do you think that, like, given the stadium culture is there in UG?
So I think in UG the musicians were not making money from album sales.
Yeah.
You funded your career, you managed to make it to studio,
Yeah.
you made a song and then you got it on radio. And the more airplay it got, the more people wanted to see you at events.
Okay.
So they would call you to their weddings, they would call you to corporate events, they would call you to different events to perform the song.
Yeah.
And through that networking, you are building an audience. So that when you said, oh, I'm having this event and I want to fill it up with this many people, the corporate companies were always excited by numbers.
Yeah.
A chance
okay.
to put their
Okay.
banner up somewhere where there's going to be 3,000 people. They're like, yeah, we'll take it. So they would jump in and get involved because, you know, they wanted the presence. And also, I think the older generation of Ugandan musicians were generally talented
Yeah.
and more likable, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Kamili, for all these things, that I've never understood how, you know, he talks the way he sounds in his songs.
Yeah.
That whole thing you hear. So you try to have a conversation with a guy. You're like, what the hell is this? Scooby-Doo? Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And there was this consistency where they were dropping hit after hit in a time when there was no social media. And the songs had meaning. And they were catchy. And there was a vibe. And there was a message in it. Like,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So a guy like Chameleon, for example, was making music that cut across generations. Like he was listened to by children,
Yeah.
parents, and old people. And this is something someone told me, right? A friend of mine called Jonathan, he was analyzing Chameleon. And he said, what Chameleon does is he makes one song for the club.
Yeah.
He makes another song for the radio. Then he makes a song for the old people.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to hear Tunavumilia. Club song. Then you're going to hear Chipepeo. It's catchy, it's radio, it's all over the place. Then you're going to hear Basima Ogenze. Like they'll appreciate you when you're gone. And everybody relates to every old person relates to that message. Museveni took it on as a theme.
Oh.
Yeah, like you guys don't appreciate me now, but when I'm gone, you will understand. So he had a way of creating music that you wanted to use to be a part of. And I think that was the beauty of music back in the day.
Yeah.
To be fair, Kenzo has been a lot more successful. A
As in,
lot faster.
That's why I talked about the 2010s, because
Yes.
the 2010s, we were not making Escalade money.
We're
Right
not
now-
making Escalade money.
Right now, yeah, there are some artists making Escalade money.
But
yeah.
the guys got their Escalade money from events. There's a time Kamili had set his price at 1 milli. He said 1 milli, no Kamili. Because at the time he thought Chameleon was,
Yeah.
a million was a lot of money, right? And
Because that's like 50,000 shillings that time.
yeah,
Kenya.
but this
Yeah.
is back in the day. This
Yeah,
is about
yeah.
14, 15 years ago.
1
1 milli, no Kamili. But imagine doing, let's say, 5 events a week,
Yeah, okay.
each at 1 milli. Before the tax revenue guys knew what to do with music. And it's all yours.
Yeah.
You get. Of course, he was being cheated, but that was the price he had set for himself at the time. You could make you could build a very good life after that. And if you're good with your investments and stuff, and 2011, Chameleon was what? Africa's #1?
Yeah.
That was the ranking. And it was because the music was, you felt it. I never even understood the language, but I'm like, this guy is, there's something about his songs. Like,
Oh, which he does not use Buganda or Baganda.
Chameleon mixes Luganda and Swahili.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like
okay.
he has, now that's another thing. The Swahili
Helped him.
wasn't
spread.
for us. You
Okay.
get. The Swahili was for you guys. The Swahili is what helped his music cross borders.
Yeah.
So it went places. And you're like, okay. Because you would hear whatever, Tunavumilia is a hit in Nairobi.
Yeah.
And you're like, huh? Oh, Swahili. Then there's that thing, the thing with the Valu Valu.
Sina Valu.
Yes. Valu Valu went, I showed up here in 2012 and it was playing in every taxi. Like it just toot, that saxophone bit. And I'm like, okay, this guy, he makes music that goes across generations. Or at least he used to. I haven't listened to a lot of his new stuff.
Yeah.
But the old Kamili, oh my goodness. That guy knew how to make a song. Like, you appreciate it more as you grow. And Bobby Wine had his, Carolina. His songs always had a message of empowerment and growth. And that's what put the whole movement behind him. Like, people see this ghetto boy coming up, rising up the ranks, and they're rooting for him. You get, same thing with Bebe Cool. Of course, Bebe Cool was, from a loaded family already.
Oh, okay. Okay. He's a rich kid. Eh?
Bebe Cool is a rich kid, but
That's why he also supports the government, yeah? Because him is pro-government.
his dad was in the government.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
But it doesn't take away from the fact that there's lots of rich kids who've done nothing with their lives.
Yeah.
you get. So, yeah, he may have been a rich kid, but he hasn't worked any less. So
plus he's talented because Even Davido is a rich kid. You know?
Even Davido is a rich kid. There's lots of rich kids in the industry. Navio is a rich kid.
Oh, Navio looks like a rich kid.
But he works. So they all put in the work. So I never use it as an excuse to discredit someone's success. It's not like they're sitting at home being entirely funded by their families. They go out to build their own legacies. And that's I think that's what made the music genuinely good, because these guys were up against everything.
Yeah.
Their image, the dreadlocks weren't acceptable by parents. It was all wild. So the fact that they did it, that was beautiful, man.
Yeah. And this story of Bobby Wine building in the ghetto, how's that? Like, how do you build in the ghetto?
You buy land, man. Then you go brick by brick.
No, because I think most Kenyan ghettos are illegal settlements where I think right now if someone came and told you I want to sell you land in Kibera, I'll look at you like, do you have the title deed?
What art thou smoketh?
Yes. Do you have land in Madare? Do you have title deed? No. So in UG, the people in slums still have title deeds.
In the slum? I don't think people in the slum have title deeds. And I don't think Bobby Wine built in the ghetto. He built somewhere near. Like, he didn't move too far from...
In the ghetto's jurisdiction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like he built, within a place that also kind of was underdeveloped, ghetto-looking kind of vibe. But he originally was from the ghetto.
Oh, okay.
And he kept going back to the ghetto to take care of his people. That's why every time you see they're trying to get attention away from Bobby Wine, they get a ghetto guy. You get to draw attention of the youth away. They're like, look, he's not the only successful ghetto guy. There's lots of others. Look here, there's Alien Skin. There's this other dude. There's Butcher Man. There's these other people. You can also look up to.
Those are artists.
Yeah, they're artists. And Ugandan artists have weird names.
Alien Skin and Butcher Man.
Alien Skin and Butcher Man, man.
Damn.
Christo Panda.
To fight Bobby Wine.
They went extraterrestrial, man. Yeah, but Alien Skin is the new sensation. He's like the guy. I still don't get it. He drives the frame of a Subaru. Like, this guy is a mechanic. He's a barber. He's everything. He's just an all-rounder. And then he makes music.
And he has an alien skin. Okay.
Yeah, he has an alien. I think he's an alien wearing a human skin.
Because it's reminded me, there's an American rapper who's the alien tongue.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
God
so
damn.
Apathy, a.k.a. the alien tongue.
Oh, his women are not ready, man. They're going to get that E.T. licking. E.T. phone home.
So now we've looked at the music. But now, the thing that I find hardest to survive in a dictatorship is comedy. And I'm saying this because, for example, in Kenya, we were not allowed to draw Moi. Just draw him as a cartoon till I think 1992, when there was the multi-party thing, and then people started trying it out. People started trying it out and it didn't whatever, and then it became a thing. Like, by the time it was reaching 2000, we could do that. Making jokes about Moi came at the tail end of his, I think, basically in his second term. That's when we started joking about him, like in his last term, like after 1997, if I'm not wrong. Ridiculous came out like 98, 99 there.
I loved Ridiculous.
Yeah. So, and that's the first time like we saw people joking about Moi. And Moi was a dictator, but Museveni is a dictator. Like, damn, Museveni is a dictator pro max. So
Dictates
how
where
does
his shit goes.
Premium.
how does comedy survive in Uganda?
So the funny thing about it is, Museveni has never had a problem being drawn as a cartoon.
Okay.
He has never had a problem being trolled. In fact, he laughs at it. One of Museveni's favorite comedians is the guy who plays Museveni, Herbert Mendo. AKA Sevo. And he has been invited for multiple events where Sevo is, to act as Museveni. And Museveni is dying. He's laughing his ass off in the chair, man. He's having the time of his life watching someone make fun of him. Regardless of all the things Sevo is, the man has a sense of humor.
Oh, that's good.
Like, he laughs, and that's how comedy has managed to survive. Because you're there on stage. I think it's stricter with the audience than it is with the government, actually. It may sound ironic, and also I may be wrong, but let me explain.
Yeah.
It's not the government talking about comedians should stop joking about tribalism. It's the people who are saying we are tired of tribal humor, we are
Yeah.
tired of tribal jokes,
Yeah,
right? We're
yeah.
tired of this and that. Maybe until recent, where the government jumped in with some stuff. But before that, it was the people saying we don't want you doing tribal jokes. It was the people who were not laughing at political jokes because they were scared for you.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a whole there's a whole bunch of restrictions from people who didn't want you talking about this. We don't like it when you guys joke about cripples. It's punching down. We don't like it when you joke about women. And we're like, so what are we supposed to do? Go on stage and do an instrumental? It's only of late where the government has gotten a bit involved, right? And it has been two major occasions.
Okay.
Number one, where there's this group that talked about the distribution of wealth amongst tribes, and they got arrested. But it wasn't on orders of the president. Even the president came out to say, why are they in jail? Like you get, because the argument was, you're arresting the people talking about the acts, not the person committing the acts. Because tribalism is a constant. It's like trying to eliminate racial jokes from the USA.
Yeah, it's
It's not going anywhere. You can argue about the quality of the jokes, but you can't restrict people to the topics they're allowed to talk about.
yeah.
So that was one of the first times we saw the government act on comedy, like, oh, we are throwing these guys in jail because they were spreading the gospel of tribalism. And everyone is
what
like,
was the joke about?
they did a joke. I don't remember exactly how it went, but it was just addressing wealth distribution amongst tribes. The group was called Bizonto. It was addressing wealth distribution amongst tribes and all that. So
I have to ask, who are the Ians of Uganda? Who are the Kikuyus of Uganda?
those are the guys from the West.
They're called?
The Banyankole, the Bahima.
Panyankole, because I
But
think
you
I know
see,
that.
the problem with that stereotype is it assumes that all of them are successful.
Yeah.
Which is
they
a
have the
stain.
Ians also.
I keep saying.
Yes. Which is a stain on those who are actually struggling. And you know what's ironic?
Yeah, I know.
You know what's ironic? The majority of them are struggling. Like the common man.
Yeah, because if you are they the most populous? Like, are they the biggest tribe?
Not even close. The Baganda are the biggest tribe. The Baganda take up the most.
Okay. Because with Kenya, I think it's just just mathematics. Like, you're the biggest tribe, you have the most rich people as the biggest tribe. Makes sense. Like, makes sense.
The Baganda have rich people amongst them. There are very many wealthy people because they have their own structure. They have their kingdom.
Yeah.
They have their setup going. Like there's a whole vibe they come with. Like there's a group of Baganda who talk and you're like, hey, brah, you have my respect. Like they come with this voice. Hey. Like the way they talk, you're like, hey, I need to take this guy seriously. It's just that vibe. Like every tribe comes with their stereotypes, right?
So Museveni's tribe is one of the richest, or?
Apparently.
Okay. It's called that?
Yeah. The Banyankole. But look, I think, and I may be wrong about this.
Yeah.
The Bahima are like the royal section of the Banyankole, or they're like their own tribe or something. It still confuses me to this day because it's not clear, and I'm not going to pretend I have it on lock.
Okay.
But all I know is it's a very small section of people running things.
Yeah.
But the entire region gets blamed for it. Even the Bachiga, who just happen to be a tribe next door, get blamed for it.
Yeah.
Anyone who looks like them gets accused of stealing from the country.
Yeah.
So it has gotten to a point where it's kind of problematic for those whose hands are clean.
Okay, because I don't think Kenya it's problematic. Do you think? Because I think Kenya, you'll always have it's a stereotype, and I think Kikuyus have embraced it. They're known as the business people.
It's good to be known as the business people,
and they've embraced it. And but there was always the joke of now it's Kikuyus, it's Indians, and then we have right now the Somalis, and the Somalis, it's not a joke. So
they're doing numbers.
Yeah, so you have that where, because I'm assuming also the Indians in UG are not joking around.
Indians everywhere. We have a joke in Uganda that Indians, there's no such thing as an Indian tourist. They've shown up to settle. Like you get, like you never see Indians walking around like, oh, that looks nice. No, they're like, oh, I'm buying that. And they stay. Like it's a thing, and it used to be a joke, but it eventually you start to look at it. Stereotypes can be either
good or bad,
right? Depending on how they're enforced. Now, for me in comedy, I don't believe any stereotype is out of reach, but the quality of the joke you write about it and the motivation behind your joke. Like if you're pushing for people to attack another group of people,
that's bullshit.
Based on the stereotype, because you know, that would be you trying to start fights between people. Like you try to be respectful even when you're trolling another tribe.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how we've been doing it. It's like, what was that joke about Indians? Yeah, why Indians can't be terrorists? Because they negotiate too much.
Oh, okay.
Like, but Patel is going to call you and be like, hello, Museveni. If you don't give me 21 million Uganda shillings, I'm going to blow up the whole of Kampala. Museveni, of course, like, hello, you man, we don't have that kind of money right now. It's like, okay, 15 million. Negotiable. I say, you get negotiable. Okay, I sell you bomb. Go for Pakistan. Go bomb Pakistan. Like they just keep negotiating. Like you can't be an effective terrorist if you don't just make up your mind and go for something. They joke about Northerners and Luos being security guards. That is one of the truest things I've ever seen. Like almost anywhere you go, you're going to find a security guard whose name starts with the letter O.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
So if you want to engage in a conversation, just ask how is Okello, because every Northerner has a relative called Okello. At least 5. So Okello tia bad. Okello is good, man. How are you? Like you will assume you know he's Okello. Could be a whole other. So there are those jokes those stereotypes. The stereotypes are there, but then there are the jokes that are innocent and respectful. Just don't be disrespectful to the other tribe. And that's the rule I live by.
I also always feel like within the tribe, just like Americans can make those nigger jokes, within the tribe you can make. Because I once joked about, and I'm not even a comedian, but I was talking to them and I was joking that there's a cemetery next to the Kenyan, and next to like the Langata highway. And people say that the cemetery is robbed. So it's like, even if the cemetery is robbed and bodies are eaten by wild animals, I can bet there's no wild animal that has ever eaten a foreskin there. And what I was trying to say was the Luos don't get buried at Langata. And some dude got all up in his feelings in the comments. He was like, that's not... And I'm there like, it's a joke. I'm allowed to make it because every time I introduce myself as a Luo, the first assumption that most people have is he must have a foreskin.
Yeah.
And then we work from
we
that.
Work backwards from there.
So yeah.
And this is what I realized. People get mad when you joke about their tribe.
Yeah.
But they'll laugh when someone jokes about another tribe. And I'm like, dude, keep that same energy.
Yeah.
Keep that same energy. if it's funny to you about another tribe, I'm sure it's funny to someone else about your tribe. I was nearly eaten in 2012. Like there was a famine going on in Teso region.
Yeah.
And the government had... Yeah, Teso. It's Eastern Uganda.
How big is Teso?
I don't know. It takes up a certain... I don't remember the map that well.
Because in Kenya, it's a very small tribe.
Yeah. Oh, okay. In Uganda...
You have Tesos,
you have Tesos,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a small tribe, you know. That's what I'm saying,
In fact, I as a Lango, I'm closer to the Teso, ethnically, than I am to the Acholi, whom we live next to.
Oh, okay.
At US, Lango?
Lango, yeah. My tribe is Lango. I've heard you guys also have the Lango here.
Yeah,
it's like, but it's
Lango,
more
but it's more of Luo calling them Lango than them calling themselves.
Okay.
Lango,
so
yes.
Yeah.
So there's famine in Teso, and I'm going there for a show. And I do this joke about, I did the joke in Kampala, about how the famine in Teso was caused by alcoholism.
Yeah.
Because the Teso, they drink a lot. If there's one thing they are known for, it's alcohol brewing and consumption.
Kutesa.
Yeah, like there's a joke about how they show up at funeral services with pombe. Like they're in the church mourning, you're like, oh, he was such a nice guy. Like they're crying while drinking. Like there's a guy, people drink to their accomplishments. These guys drink to your departure. They celebrate your life all the way. So they just kept brewing everything in the villages. They saw the rice, they brewed it. The bananas, they brewed it. Beans, they brewed it. And then the government sent them blankets for relief, and they were like, does this ferment? Because the only thing they're thinking is, let's brew it. And this guy got so angry. He's like, oh my goodness, I'm so mad at you. People died in this famine. Blah, blah. This guy makes a lot of noise on social media. I'm telling all the people of Teso not to go for this show. This man hates our tribe and all that. And I come back like, look, dude, you think the war in northern Uganda didn't hurt me? You think it didn't hurt seeing tribe mates and the guys next door? Because it affected the Acholi more.
Yeah.
But you think it didn't bother me that the stereotype about northerners was we are warmongers and warlords. But didn't you laugh at those jokes? I've seen you at our shows laughing at jokes.
Yeah.
about the war in northern Uganda, people died. I've seen you laughing about the Buganda riots over the Mabira forest and stuff. People died. Like, you've been laughing at things where people die. Now you're mad because it's your tribe. STFU, man, I'm coming for the show.
Yeah.
And I went there confidently. Like, you know what? I didn't feel the need to explain myself. Because I'm like, anyone who loves comedy gets it. When it's your turn, it's your turn. Deal with it. I don't believe in this punching down business of, oh, there's a certain category of people you should not go after.
Yeah.
You get joke is funny, man. If a midget joked about me being very dark skinned, I would laugh. But that midget is not going free, man. I'm going to troll him on his height. You get? There's a midget shortage. So these things here, these things are kind of, you look at them and you're just like, look, when it's your turn, allow.
Yeah.
When they've come for you, they've come for you. It's like a roast.
Yeah.
When you're roasting other people, it's funny. When they're roasting you, laugh along. Don't get mad.
It may be
man.
painful, but laugh.
It may be painful, but this you're in it now. The moment you laughed at the first one, you're an accomplice. And soon you're going to be a victim. But just allow.
Yeah, but it's still needed. So I expected Museveni to be very sensitive. He's not.
Museveni, I think, of all the people he's surrounded by, is probably the least sensitive about these things.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't try it with Muhoozi, though. I'm not going to pretend.
Yeah.
But Museveni seems to be surrounded by people who are more sensitive about it than he is. Because you never see him coming out to say he has issues with so and so. Like political dissidents, yes. Bobby Wine, of course, yes. People challenging his chair directly, those are the guys he's going to have a problem with. Comedians, nah. We're kind of on our own.
Okay.
We're just doing our own thing. Like, we have a comedy industry where a guy like Alex Muhanji at Comedy Store is filling up a 2,000-seater venue weekly.
Yeah.
And he has just scaled back of recent.
Comedy Store is an actual... There's a comedy store in UG?
Yeah, there's a comedy store in UG. It's a platform called Comedy Store Uganda.
You're not scared.
And then, because back in the day, I think the time you came to Uganda, 2011,
we
were filling up an 850-seater theater weekly.
Damn.
You get? That's how intense the comedy industry is in Uganda.
You people, you need to laugh, I know.
Yeah, we
Without
need to laugh.
Without laughter.
And the nightlife is amazing. So people are always ready. Like, you'll find a theater full. Like Doug was telling me, he put the launch on a Thursday because the next day was a public holiday.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, in Uganda, we have a theater full on a Wednesday and the next day is a working day. And the show will end at 11 in the night. And then people will go party with you and be in the office the next morning before you wake up.
And that's the thing I admire about both TZ and Uganda. I feel like Kenya, we've always looked down upon those two countries in one way or another.
Yeah,
like,
we felt it.
But now that has made the arts suffer. Like, our arts have suffered. Like, we don't have any comedian here filling up. Like, we used to have that with Churchill. But he had the backing of, like, mainstream media. Without the backing of NTV and Classic FM, there was no way he was going to fill that place every week. But we are supposedly there, the more... And then you look at the industry, like, even, like, the Tanzanian industry is there. Like, Kenyans who are honest know that. Like, it's, like, miles ahead of the Kenyan industry. We are still catching up, but because of that attitude. Like, we can't have... Yeah, because when you talk about, like, you try a comedy show on a Wednesday in Kenya, damn. Unless it's an international act, then it's... People are going to show up. Because we love international stuff more than our own.
But it took us at least 3 years to get to that point.
Okay.
You get, of performing weekly, writing daily.
Yeah.
And a team of 10 just switching, interchanging between guys. Because when we started, it was in a bar.
Yeah.
It was in a bar. It was a small, less than 200-seater thing. And we just kept jumping on stage and writing. And we died so many times. But out of 10, at least 5 or 6 guys would give a great show. And you're like, okay, I can live with the fact that today I died, but someone else held it down for me. And your homeboy will pat you on the back and be like, don't worry, next week is yours.
Yeah.
And you try again. But then there was also the sketch comedians on the other side, Fun Factory and the team, who had been around longer than us and had been also growing their thing slowly.
Yeah.
By the time we started stand-up, these guys were now filling up the outside of the theater.
Oh, okay.
Because the inside was too small. National Theatre is a 350 city. This guy has now got the back compound. And when we started comedy, we would go to watch them to learn what they were doing right. And we just learned it was, these guys were constantly writing. So we developed the mentality and just said, okay, here's the deal. We came from a competition. Most of us.
Yeah.
Salvador, myself, Alex, we never liked each other in the competition. But we figured the only way we're going to survive is to stand together.
Yeah.
So Alex was working for a major telecom company. I won't say their name. They are not sponsors for your podcast.
Yeah.
So he had a network of people. And that's one of Salvador's gifts. Networking. So he was always getting his workmates and bosses to show up.
Ian is struggling because he wants to take that telecom network thing. And
if they promise to sponsor the show, you can write it on the lower third. Then Alex Muhanji was a producer with Phenon Records.
Okay.
And they were also an events company. So he had the experience of, what a stage should look like.
Okay.
And what a performer that is respectable should look like. So he did things like banning shorts and open shoes and sleevelesses and vests from stage. Show up looking legit, show up looking clean, show up looking decent. We give you a nice backdrop, a good low stage, good lighting. We start from there.
Yeah.
Then I was in charge of mentorship and recruitment because I'm a teacher by profession.
Oh, okay.
So I knew how to pass on knowledge to those who needed it. So I would pick out someone and be like, you look like you can handle this. Are you interested? We had a segment in the show where we're like, anyone in the audience who wants to try out stand-up comedy? And we got a number of people like that. A lot of them didn't make it far in the industry, but those who did really did great.
Yeah, okay.
Cotilda is one of them. Cotilda Inapo. She was the first female stand-up comedian in Uganda.
Oh.
And Kansime's mentor in stand-up.
Yeah.
And creative director for like 6 years, from 2012 to around 2018. So there's a whole history behind it.
Creative director for Consumer still.
Yeah.
Oh, they were still cool. Okay.
No, that was still cool. It was a cash thing. Yeah. So everyone had a role to play. You were not just a comedian. There's a guy called Emmanuel. He was an accountant. He handled finance. There's a guy who did printing somewhere down the road, but he was also a comedian. He printed our flyers. There's a dude who had the thing in IT. He did social media. Like everyone you are not just a comedian. So the burden wasn't on one person to grow the platform. It was on all of you. And you did it without complaining. We worked together until we started earning the money.
Okay, that's good. Damn. Because that has really surprised me. To tell me that Uganda has a comedy store.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a comedy store. You know that? Like in Kenya, that's what the likes of Stand-Up Collective are trying to do right now, is to bring that even comedy culture.
Yeah.
So we are still at those infant stages. But the best thing about comedy is there's no retirement age, so they can still reap the benefits. Because there are other things where you build the foundation and you never reap the benefits. It's for other people.
Yeah, it's one of those things we refuse to accept. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
From the time we started, we were like, hey, we're not trying to own this industry. We're going to build it.
Yeah.
But we are not walking out of it broke. That's why we took Alex's advice when he said you have to look like brands.
Yeah.
It's not about being comedians. It's about being a brand.
Yeah.
Who is funny. So someone looks at you, and what we were told in our mentorship program by these two South African guys, because Stand Up Uganda was a competition, and we had Joe Parker and Al Rogers as mentors. And they said, work hard to be the type of comedian that people feel comfortable introducing their families to.
Oh, okay.
Like someone sees you hanging out somewhere and is like, yeah, come home, have lunch with my kids, talk to them, meet my wife, meet my relatives, you sit at the dining table.
Yeah,
They're not afraid of what you're going to say. They're amused and they're looking forward to hearing what humorous things going to come out of your mouth.
Yeah.
So it took a while for profanity to pick up in Uganda. You get it?
Yeah.
Took a long time, and when it did, it wasn't in English. It was in vernacular. So the English comedy scene, we don't... Nairobi is a lot more liberal.
Yeah.
I hear the F word being thrown around on stage, and stuff. But even then, it's contextual. It's not like someone just got up and started yelling, back. No, put it somewhere, man. The F word is a very powerful word. I'm sure it can be used in a number of ways.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a whole other industry. And then we have these new material nights where comedians just gather and build material together. with a small fan base of people who are like drinking and just thinking. So
Okay. Because
Yes, it's
this is what
interesting.
this is how I'm looking at it.
it's a community.
Like this industry is thriving with Sevo. The minute like you guys have a quarter of the freedom that we have, it's going to be ridiculous. Like, because
good.
I'm sure there are jokes that you might not know, but there are jokes that subconsciously you start writing and you're like, nah, this is too far.
Man.
But Kenya, you find like any joke goes. Like there was that. Were you at? No, you are not there. We were at Amandip's comedy show.
Amandip is a madman.
Yeah, and he did.
But
this,
we like him.
He did this ICC witness joke, and everyone laughed, and was like, "This can only happen in Kenya." Like East Africa, because Magufuli made people disappear. You know that.
Even Magufuli.
Yeah, Magufuli was worse. Magufuli, I think, like Magufuli was up there with Kagame. You know, because I always say that for me, I've been here and I've talked ish about Museveni, but I've never been afraid of coming to Uganda. But I could never go to Rwanda. Like, damn. Yeah, Kagame.
You're limiting your tourist destinations, man.
Yeah, Kagame is a whole other level. But yeah, man, thanks, man. Yeah, thanks, OMARA, Daniel OMARA. You know, that name of yours is, I find it to be, because I expect Kenya it should end with Omari. And I find OMARA.
Omara is, it means I am loved.
Oh, okay.
I think in other Luo languages, they would say Jawamara.
Like Manoma and Omara.
Omara.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
You've lost me with your
no, Jaw means people.
Yeah, I know.
So
I know that.
Sigan word.
Okay,
But the J is left out. Omara. They love me. Is that not why I'm here?
Yeah.
You're
So
welcome, Mara kwa Mara.
yeah. But like I still have to go back to politics and ask like
Yeah.
any hope of coming out of the Museveni into a different leader outside Museveni and Museveni genes and the blood.
I will say this. It's going to take several generations to undo the damage.
Okay.
Because there's a mentality based on what's been set up.
Yeah.
And it's one of the reasons why it's hard for leadership to change. Because the government doesn't need to make you look bad. You understand? They don't have to make you look bad.
Yeah.
They just have to make you look like them. So everyone will say, better the devil you know.
Yeah, okay.
And that's exactly what's happening to Bobby Wine right now. The MPs he sent to parliament have become like the opposition, like the guys on the other side.
Oh.
It's about them. Oh, I worked hard to get to this position so I could eat. That mentality is going to kill everyone who steps into opposition for the next several decades. Because, like I said, they don't have to make you look bad. They just let you reveal yourself as the same, more of the same.
Okay.
But-
And is Bobby Wine an MP?
Yeah, Bobby Wine is an MP.
Okay. How is he in parliament?
The man threw chairs, man. The guy threw knuckles, man. He was there.
Oh, I think I saw that video.
He threw hands, man. That fight has gone down in history as one of the best parliament fights. We beat Japan on the record.
Yeah.
Japan, Italy, we've seen parliaments fight.
Yeah, because
Uganda
Japan,
parliament.
back in the days, in the 90s, Japan used to have a lot of...
Japanese used to throw judo, man. Ugandans threw chairs. And then one guy tossed a chair, the other guy just caught it with one hand. This dude's doing MJ spins on the table.
Yeah, I remember.
Like, even the parliament fights are just out of this world. So UG is not a real place. But yeah, that's currently the problem. And I think it's where Bobby Wine is suffering. Because the people he expected to, portray his party in a positive light are looking out for themselves.
And are they fighting him already? Have they come out publicly like, F you, we are here?
No,
you're working with the government?
You don't have to fight him. You just have to show that the party ideology is not shared.
Okay.
Like it's breaking down from the bottom.
And how's the split in parliament? Is it because in Tanzania it's 99% pro-government, 1% opposition? Yours?
Our split is, I don't know. I haven't counted in a while.
All
I know is we have too many. We have too
50-50?
many MPs, but I'll put it at let's say 30-70.
Oh, 70 government, eh? Shit, that's a bit
70
down.
ruling party.
Damn, that's a bit down. Because at least...
And it goes up with the
Kenya-
more MPs they put in power, because the number of MPs just keeps increasing.
How many do you have right now?
And we at 500? if I'm not
Shit,
mistaken.
we have
First
290.
Google it, because I keep telling people these things cause me depression to a point where I only Google them when I have to write jokes about them. Because half the time you hear news in Uganda and you're like, man, damn it.
We have 290, although they are saying they want to increase them. Like shit, plus the nominated ones maybe go to 300.
I read a headline recently where they were saying they wanted to scale them down from 577 to 200 something. And they said no.
577.
Check.
Five.
Check.
Hey. Damn.
Mhm.
Composition of the 11th Parliament,
Uganda.
that is 2021 to 2026,
Mhm.
has a total of 557
557. Yeah.
seats. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I was close. So,
Damn.
and most of them are just there to boost numerical
Yes, strength
thing
for the
is
government.
for the party. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're overrepresented.
Yeah. And
Way.
underrepresented.
Yeah.
Significantly overrepresented.
Both over and under.
Yeah.
Because the
Over in
MPs are
terms of
many.
government interests, the MPs are many, but very few of them are
Is there a
speaking
member
for the
of
people.
parliament in your family?
No.
Hey, damn.
My family, I think I'm the most popular person in my family.
Mm.
Ever. Like across the board. Okay, my family is really low key.
Mm.
People are successful in their respective professions, but they're just
Mm.
quiet about it.
Okay. Damn, man. So thank you, Omari. Man, that has been so interesting. I didn't know Uganda was this. Damn. Every time I think Uganda can't go lower, it goes lower. And I'm sorry. I had to throw that in. Like, damn, 557.
But it's a fun country.
Yeah.
Come through and have a blast.
I've never been
Okay.
there.
Mm.
I would love to maybe come visit when you comedians are brainstorming.
Yeah, please fall
Yeah.
in. It's and here's the funny thing about the Ugandan comedy industry: the mentorship is free.
Mm.
Like you walk into the industry and they're just like, "Oh, you're a vernacular speaking comedian? Yeah, I know a guy who could help you get your game on.
Mm.
Or go to OMARA, or go to Timothy Nyanzi, or if you're female, go to Cotilda."
Mm.
And it's always you're met with open arms and knowledge.
Okay.
You have to be lazy to fail in Uganda's comedy industry.
Mm.
You have to be unwilling to learn. So it's really just a different place.
Okay. So imekuwa ni 228 eh?
Yes.
Yeah, so this 228 episodes deep. We know that you'd have loved to come for the 557th episode, but
All the two. All the 256.
yeah, or the 256, but or maybe the 37th, just to celebrate your presidency. But still, we appreciate Omara. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you for having me, man. Nairobi has been a blast.
Yeah. So vile tu samaga kama kawaida, like, subscribe, hit the notification button, tupatie yo like jo, tumekuletea mpaka mse wa UG jo, ikonene jo. Yani I have to switch to Kiswahili now. Let's speak there. What's the street lingo in Uganda?
So we have Luganda, but then we have this downtown Luganda, which is like Sheng, but it's Luganda mixed with English.
Yeah.
You know those things. Katigwe listed. Like it's someone asking, "Are you okay?"
Oh.
But we're using the word steady, but
Steady.
only steady.
Okay.
All is steady.
I was only steady now.
Okay.
Okay.
I think like they mix it like the way you guys are talking and I come. I always found that thing hilarious. Go checky. I'm like, I know that's English. Who are you fooling?
Hey. Yeah, check is check.
Yeah, check. Like
Check
it's
it, man.
yeah.
But now it means look. It's checky.
yeah, check
See,
it. Like check it out. Like,
Yeah, check it out.
Like,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
check it
that,
out.
that kind of vibe.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's we have something similar, but now in Luganda.
Yeah, in Luganda.
Yeah. But that's for downtown Kampala city. It's the language for negotiation and bargaining, borders and all that.
Oh, okay.
Just act hard, deepen your voice, and act like you know what's going on.
And do you have an equivalent for ikonini? Because ikonini is like when you say something that you're not supposed to say, you can end with ikonini, and that means like I'm ready to face the consequences that come with me
Like
saying.
what?
Yeah, like so what? It's like so what, but with more.
I'm trying to figure out what the word is for that, because I know we have a one-word disclaimer in Luganda. When someone says mbu, it means they're removing themselves from the situation, right?
Yeah.
Or someone saying mbu, Museveni's mobile toilet is sometimes rented out by a certain minister. So when you come at him like, we heard what you said, it's like, hey, mbu,
Oh, okay.
You get it's. I also had it from somewhere else.
Oh,
So it's like
that's not Ikonini.
Because
Yeah.
economy
Economy
don't
would be like-
distance yourself. You,
Ikonini is you don't distance yourself.
Yeah,
In
you'd be
Uganda,
more like.
you claim what you say.
Yeah,
like,
I went to Museveni's mobile toilet and
Yeah.
I
It's
nearly like smashed the windows. It was stinky. Ikonini.
then you put that there.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, first we say if I die, I die.
Oh,
But
okay.
I don't know what the Luganda term is for it. When I find it, I'll text it, and you guys can add it down here
Okay.
next to the subscribe.
If I die makes sense.
If
I
I
die,
die,
Yeah.
Economy.
So ni like, subscribe, hit the notification button, tell a friend to tell a friend. If I die, I die.
Die.
Ikonini.
Economy.